This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Hello viewers, you're watching Pulse of Africa. I am Samia Mohammed for the main news. First, our top stories for today. Burundi launched high-capacity hydroelectric dam. Mozambique celebrates 50 years of independence. NATO allies agreed to allocate 5% of GDP to defense by 2035. Now, the news in detail. President of Burundi, Evariste Ndayishimiye, officially inaugurated the Gigi hydropower plant, a landmark infrastructure project aimed at transforming the nation's energy landscape. Constructed by the CMC Orascom Contristom, the plant boasts a capacity of 32.5 megawatts and is expected to significantly alleviate Burundi's energy deficit. The $320 million financed through a partnership with the World Bank, African Development Bank, and the European Union, the project took 6 years to complete. The Gigi facility marks a critical milestone to Burundi's efforts towards sustainable development and energy self-sufficiency. It is said to improve electricity access while reducing dependence on costly and polluting thermal energy. Ghana and the Eswatini have signed a memorandum of understanding to establish a joint commission for cooperation. The Joint Commission for Cooperation will serve as a formal platform for dialogue and coordination to enhance trade, investment, cultural exchange, education, tourism, and infrastructural development between the two nations. The signing ceremony took place at the presidency in Accra and was witnessed by President John Dramani Mahama and His Majesty King Maswati III, who is in Ghana for a 4-day state visit. The Minister of Foreign Affairs Samuel Okuzisto Ablakwa and the Eswatini Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Folili Shankutu signed on behalf of the respective countries. Both leaders underscored the importance of the agreement in advancing shared development goals and fostering African solidarity. Mozambique marked its 50th independence anniversary with a major ceremony at Mashava Stadium on Wednesday. President Daniel Chapo led the Unity Flame and praised progress in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and gender equality since independence from Portugal. He emphasized the need for economic independence while acknowledging ongoing challenges such as regional instability, poverty, youth unemployment, natural disasters, and corruption. Chapo emphasized that the country's future governance efforts will focus on laying the foundation for economic independence. The event drew thousands and future cultural performances, military displays, and international dignitaries from countries including Tanzania and Zimbabwe. Rwanda needs $500 million to fund biodiversity conservation efforts, Environment Minister Valentine Omaria announced at the Regional Biodiversity Finance Forum in Kigali. The event brought together over 150 experts and officials from 55 African and Arab countries as part of the UNDP-led Biodiversity Finance Initiative. Despite rich ecosystems, these regions face major funding gaps, with the global biodiversity financing shortfall exceeding $700 billion annually. Rwanda's efforts align with the coming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework adopted in 2022. In other news, NATO's 32 member states committed to a significant boost in defense spending, pledging to allocate 5% of gross domestic product annually by 2035 to meet both core defense requirements and broader security needs. In a declaration issued at the end of a summit in The Hague, the alliance said the investment aims to strengthen deterrence and defense capabilities amid growing security challenges, particularly the long-term threat posed by Russia and the persistent danger of terrorism. Allies commit to invest 5% of GDP annually on core defense requirements, as well as defense and security-related spending by 2035 to ensure our individual and collective obligations in accordance with Article 3 of the Washington Treaty, the declaration said. U.S. President Donald Trump said the war between Israel and Iran is over and the United States plan to have talks with Iran next week. He was speaking Wednesday at a news conference during the NATO summit in The Hague. Trump said it was a 12-day war and we think it's over. I don't think they're going to be going back at each other. He said he thinks so because he dealt with both and they're both tired, exhausted. Trump said we may sign an agreement and stressed the only thing we'd be asking for is what we were asking for before, and we want no nuclear.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel, all the time. Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Now to business news. Tunisia aims to unlock an additional $580 million in untapped export potential with sub-Saharan Africa, a strategic move designed to bolster its presence within African value chains. The initiative underscores Tunisia's ambition to forge enduring economic ties across the continent. Trade Minister Samir Abid noted that trade with the region hit $550 million in 2024, with exports reaching $425 million, growing at an average of 9.7% annually over the past decade. The initiative highlighted at CPEC's event with over 150 stakeholders from 13 African nations reflects Tunisia's push for deeper market integration under the African Continental Free Trade Area. US AI chipmaker NVIDIA regained its position as the world's most valuable company as its shares rose 4.33%, closed at a high record. The stock rose 4.3% to US $154.31, taking out an all-time high that has stood since January. The record is only the latest milestone for the company, which has risen 63% off an April low, a rally that has added nearly US $1.5 trillion to its market capitalization. With the day's gain, NVIDIA stands as the world's largest stock with a market cap of about US $3.77 trillion, overtaking Microsoft at US $3.66 trillion. Before concluding, let us provide you with the latest updates on global commodities prices. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.